Hey there! Welcome to another one of my draft videos. I appreciate you watching my content, and you can support my content by subscribing to the channel or liking the video. Today is another video of me partaking in the book club 8 streamer draft pot. This week the draft pot is pretty stacked. We have Icky and Veveil in the pot among others, so competition is real. A bit of a spoiler alert before you dive in. This video only contains 2 matches, which means I'm not making the finals this week. Sad face. But this is kinda all on me, and I'm punting pretty bad in match 2. I think that is a very interesting lesson to be learned there. I mean, I am learning, and I hope it will learn something to you as a viewer as well. I'm reviewing my punt actually by talking over it with Icky. And I think that is especially interesting. So yeah, check it out, enjoy, and we'll be back. See you. Ooh, draft started, people, and well, I think it's pretty clear what we're taking here. Although at the same time, is it pretty clear? Like, it is by far sparring regimen, right? But passing up a Killian when taking a sparring regimen is unfortunate, but we'll deal with it. We're probably going to cut white, or at least try to, this pack. I'm passing to Bad Moon. G cards passing to me. So yeah, pretty clear regimen. I hope either Spectre or Owlin wheels, or maybe the Campus. I mean, the Killian is never wheeling. Divine Gambit might wheel, actually. So yeah, let's go. I think starting off with sparring regimen is just insane. It's a bomb in the format, so having access to that is great. So this pack hardly contains any white cards. I don't think this is the moment where I pick up a Divine Gambit. I mean, it's good, but it's not that good. I think I'd rather have a Prophecy or a Lash. I mean, there's also nothing great in white. Overall, this pack is just pretty mediocre. So I think it's between Divine Gambit and Introduction to Prophecy. Like, Dueling Coach is just bad. Show of Confidence is also just pretty bad. So I think it's Prophecy here. And that's also my first lesson, which is nice to have access to, I would say. So I'll pick up the Prophecy. Here I get a Reflective Golem, a Mage Hunter's Onslaught, and then Anatomy. I think those 3 are... One of those 3 is the clear pick, and I think honestly that Anatomy is the clear pick here. Not committing to either black or red. There's no white card I need to hate here. And I think Bad Moon is settling into Silver Quill with what I've been passing. So I assume the pick for Bad Moon out of my previous pack is probably Lash. And I can imagine Bad Moon picking up Golem or Onslaught here. Golem is very good with Killian. Maybe I shouldn't give Bad Moon both Killian and Golem. But I think looking at my personal draft, I'd rather have the Anatomy here. It's close. It's close between Golem and Anatomy, let's say. Ooh. So here, the 3rd Divine Gambit, so I'm pretty likely to get a Divine Gambit at some point, I assume. I think this is a Pilgrim for me. Pilgrim I have as a B-, so I rate that card pretty highly. There's no red cards to speak about here, no black cards to speak about, so I'll pick up the Pilgrim and I'll see where this goes. Given that I have sparring regimen, I really like to play white. So picking up my second white card here is good. Definitely good. Hey Mercurio, welcome. Sorry I didn't see your Bad Moon and Shaman Black Creature. Okay, I wasn't even aware. Ooh, okay. So white is drying up. The sector only black card in the pack. I can see my pick being Laureled Campus here. There's nothing that's standing out here to me outside of the campus. So I think I'll take the campus. Getting into absent territory, yeah, sure. Then the pick would be Implementor here probably. But I think I also like... So far I haven't seen any decent red card being passed to me, which is a bit unfortunate. But at the same time, maybe there were none. I think I'll go for the campus here over the Implementor. Okay, another pack. Fourth Divine Gambit. So I don't need to prioritize that pretty highly. Which brings me to Interception or Study, I guess. Trying to wiggle into Lorehold while Bad Moon is the Silver Quill drafter at the table. I'm not sure if I'm reading into Bad Moon being Silver Quill too much, but I think it's just pretty likely that they are. So that means I'm on Enthusiastic Study or Interception here. I think I'll take the Interception for now. Ooh, Pilgrim of the Ages plus Hunt. I think those are the two clear best cards in this pack, actually. And I have Pilgrim higher than Hunt. At the same time, I already have a Pilgrim, which makes it a little less good. But at the same time, I'm sure I'm going to play Pilgrim in my deck, and I'm definitely not sure I'm playing Hunt in my deck. So that's... I'm a bit in doubt here, honestly, I must say. And I still have this little voice in the back of my mind that I'm going to play Lorehold and not Silver Quill. So that's why I'm picking up the second Pilgrim here. Hey Hamrak, welcome. Sure. You're welcome to bounce around. It's unfortunate, but I think I'm picking up another 3-drop here in the form of Laurel Pledge Mage over the Rescuer. I like seeing both the Mascot Interception and the Pledge Mage still in this pack. I think that's a sign that that red is semi-open, or at least Laurel is. Pledge Mage is very good with Regiment though. Making this a 3-3 or even a 4-4, wow, that's something. Okay, pick 9. So the black 4-drop flyer is gone, but the Owlin Shield Mage is still here. Star Pupil and Divine Gambit are also still here, that is good. Star Pupil is pretty good with Regimen. Like, the interaction is very nice. But I'm not sure whether I should build around that too much. So maybe it's just Shield Mage here. Maybe I'm Mardu. Maybe I splash black or red. Here it is, the Divine Gambit, I think, over first day of class. Yeah, Sparring Regiment is very strong. I fully agree. So, I know that 2 more Divine Gambits are coming, and I want one of those. So the question is, how many of those can I pass? And I think, I'm taking this one. And it's very good to see that white and red are pretty much open here. Ooh, what did I take? Oh, I take Divine Gambit. Okay, cool. So I think I'll take Relic Slot here over a second Interception. I think one Interception is just a sweet spot. I don't think I need 2 of that effect, so I'd rather have a Relic Slot here. I'm not taking the 3-drop because I already have quite some 3-drops. This is between the combat trick and Divine Gambit for me. I'm pretty high on the combat trick actually. So I think I'll take that one over Breakthrough and Divine Gambit. But that's a personal preference, I think. Okay, I get another Twin Scroll Shaman. Also a scary card with Sparring Regiment, so happy to have one of those. Well, we're never playing Mastery, right? So I'm picking up the Guardian here. Hope to not play it, of course, but if it makes my deck, it makes my deck. And that was pack 1. So we're moving on to pack 2. And immediately get some sweet options in the form of Orator and Elemental Summoning. But I'm definitely on Orator here. Orator into turn 3 Regimen is a broken start. I'm hoping either Historian or Spirit Wheel. I don't think it's very likely that Summoning will wheel, but both Historian and Spirit are fine cards in my deck. So I'll be picking up the Orator here. There's a decent card for a Prismari Drafter here, a decent card for a Witherbloom Drafter here. Quandrix Drafter less so. Quandrix Drafter will probably pick up Counterspell or Elemental Summoning, I would say. Maybe the Arch as well. So yeah, I think overall there's something for most people here. So I'm expecting to see white semi-cut by Batmoon, because I'm expecting Batmoon to be in Silverquill. So let's see if that's the case. Ooh, a Ruta? So, not the best back. Definitely not the best back. I think Stonerise Spirit is the best Lorehold card in this pack. But picking that up feels like losing a lot of value here. Okay, this is an unfortunate pack. I think I'm sticking to the Lorehold lane. Can't really... Yeah, I can still move out of red. I mean, I definitely don't have a lot of red, but there's also no black alternative here, right? So... Wow. Okay, so it seems that Batmoon is not in white-black. It's either that or there was a sick black rare. No, there's still... Yeah, tough packs. Okay, so here I have a choice between Killian and Combat Professor. Pack 1 I would be on Killian, but now I'm not sure. There's also a Science is still in the pack, but that's not in the conversation for me. It's either Killian or Professor. What would you guys do? 20 seconds on the clock. Would you be on Killian here? And go like full 3 colors, or maybe just white-black? Maybe white-black is just a lane. I mean, I haven't seen any good red so far. This is tough. That was really tough. Yeah, Prof is just very safe and always making the deck. While with Killian, the mana base might be rough. But Killian is a better card, like, don't get me wrong. Killian was the better card of the two. I think I'm pretty happy with my Prof pick, because I'm getting an Academic Dispute pick here. Which I really like in Lorehold. So I think I'm trying to wiggle into Lorehold. There's quite some red cards here. A Pigment Storm would also be these. There's also another Owling Shield Mage that I could splash or at least run in a Mardu deck, but I think I'm on Academic Dispute here. And if the Shield Mage or the Expel wheel, maybe the Infuriate, I'm definitely up for those. God's Willing is a very solid card in the Lorehold aggressive deck. Not only does it protect a creature from a spell, it can also make it so that a creature of mine does not die in combat. I also have Scry 1, so I'm pretty sure Bad Moon did not end up in Silver Quill, which is very interesting to me. But yeah, I'll take another 1-drop. And I need to start looking at my 2s a bit more. I definitely need like 3 decent 2s. I haven't seen a first year yet, which is interesting. Yes, that is a good one, Max. So here I think it's a clear spirit summoning for me. It's not the best summoning, but it's a nice card to have access to. It's just another creature card that I like, so pick that up and I'm pretty happy with it. And we're going towards the wheel, so it will be pretty interesting to see what wheels out of that first pack. I think I'm going to, so for now I'm not splashing black, so I'll drag that to the sideboard. But I might end up playing Mardu anyway. Okay, this is a good pack for me. Normally I would jam the Mentor, because I think it's a very solid 3. But at the same time, my 3-drop slot is pretty crowded, and I might just like the fixing here. I mean, Snarl is worse than a Campus most of the time, but it does still fix my mana base, right? And mana fixing is just good. So I think I'm on Snarl over Mentor here, even though Mentor is a stronger card, but that's just because my 3-drop slot is so crowded. Boom. Okay, so we get the Quintorius. I'm very happy with that because I have double Pilgrim. So I'm naturally doing the stuff leaves the graveyard shenanigans. Quintorius also buffs the Stonerise Spirit. It buffs the 3/2 that comes out of Make Your Mark. It buffs the Pilgrims themselves. So Quintorius is a very nice pickup here, pick 8. And I think that's the beauty of being Lorehold, that you get your gold uncommons like this late. So now that I have Quintorius, both Historian and Spirit are very decent 2s. I already have a Spirit, so I think I'm going to mix it up a bit by picking the Historian here. And I'm pretty set on Lorehold, so from this point out, I'm just forcing Lorehold, I think. If I get a late Silver Quill Campus, I will definitely pick that up and leave the possibility open to splash black in pack 3, but I think for now I'm just pretty much forcing this. Rescuer gets a bit better when you have a Quintorius, so I think I'm on Rescuer here, and it might end up in my main deck. Not sure yet, but it might. I can make everything a bit better. I see on stream I can delete a row. Maybe I can delete even one more row. I'm very low on Fuming Effigy. I almost never play that card. I prefer, in my 4-drop slot, I prefer the Professor, of course. I think this is a reduced to memory for me. You never know when it comes in handy. And it's just a good thing to have access to, I would say. So, Infuriate is a very nice combat trick. +3, +2 at instant speed for 1 mana is just a very good rate. So I think I like that. I think I might even like it better than Make Your Mark. Star Pupil is not bad, as I already said with Regimen. Regimen makes it a 2-2 when it attacks, and it can leave 2 counters somewhere, so I think that's fine. I'm not a Breakthrough fan, but seeing it this late is at least a good sign that my colors are not like... Ooh, and a Mentor last pick. So yeah, we're definitely the only Lorehold drafter at the table, I think. And the Retriever Phoenix is a very good rare to open. And I'm of course hoping my Campus Wheels. There's also a second God's Willing here. It's not likely that it wheels, but since there's also a Flunk in this pack, it might be that the Silver Quill drafter ends up with Flunk. But yeah, Phoenix is both in my curve, but also just in general a very sweet card. Phoenix also makes First Day of Class very good. So I don't have a First Day of Class yet, but I might play one. Because it brings the Phoenix back from the grave and makes it a 3-3, which is very sweet. That's just a nice 1-2 punch. So I think First Day of Class is playable in general, but like filler. But with Phoenix, I think the card is actually something that you like. Ooh, yeah, Sparring Regimen returning it to the battlefield is also very sweet. I think we have to add another column here for a Rise of Axis. And that's a type of card that is very good in my deck. It's not only good with Quintorius, but I was also pretty low on the removal so far. So getting access to Rise is just great. So yeah, pretty happy with the Rise here. Picking that up. There's also a First Day of Class, who knows? Maybe it wheels. And if it does, I might play it over something like Relic Slaughter or something. First Day of Class also pretty neat with the Spirit Summoning. Makes it a 4-3 haster. 4-3 haster for 5. Which is just a little blow rate, but not much. Ooh, interesting. I'm pretty sure this is a Sciences for me. It's just... Sciences is just a nice card to have access to in general. If I can't find my third land, for example, I can dispute to find Sciences, stuff like that. I think the other card that I'm eyeing is Enthusiastic Study here. Study is just a solid card in Lorehold. But I already have quite some tricks. Oh, you're one pack or one pick, Max? Yeah, so I think it's Sciences here over everything else. There's a very good chance the Mentor wheels. I think Study is higher upside, but I think Sciences is just a very good thing to have access to. Wow, we're getting a second Quintorius here. There's also a third Pilgrim and an Inkling summoning in this pack. I think with Quintorius you prefer to have more of them, because having access to multiple of them means that you can build around it better, right? So with double Quintorius, I can actually start building around it a bit better. So I think with double Quintorius, Ageless Guardian actually becomes a playable card, because I think my deck is now more value-y. Passing up on an Inkling summoning feels really bad. But I think it's just a Quintorius here. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's wrong. I'm not sure. So let's see. With double Quint, I'm not playing the Sloth. kinda like my top end as it is. I'm definitely playing the Pilgrims. I might cut one of my 3s, I'm not sure which one yet. I can imagine it being Shaman. It's another Stonebound Mentor. It's also a first day of class and Expel. As I said, I do like first day of class with Phoenix. But if I want to go the control-y route, I might want an Expel. I also just might want to pick up another Mentor here. Let's pick up another Mentor. I really like the card. There's nothing for me here, so this is probably a pack where I can hate pick. I could pick up the Ventacampus for the sideboard. It deals with large fractals. If I see my opponent running a fractal deck, I might board in both Interception and Campus. That's definitely something that I can do. So I think I'll pick Campus for the sideboard here. Let's see, I currently have 30 cards here, out of which 5 are the lessons that I picked up. I think 5 is a pretty decent number. I don't have insanely good lessons, but I do have a nice range of lessons. So currently I have 25 cards here with 2 lands, so that means 23 playable. So every card that I pick up now should replace one of the cards that I have here. I'm already running 1 Star Pupil, I'm never going to run 2, so I think this is a study. And I'm not sure if that is going to make the main deck, but we'll see. Maybe I'll board out the Shaman or something. I think I like Pledge Mage over Shaman in general. I don't think I ever play Blood Ace General. I think I'd rather play my current 2-drops than a Blood Ace General. And I already have 4 2s, which is on the lower side, but it's enough, I think, given all the 3s that I have. So 4 is definitely on the lower side. I would like 5, but I don't like... So I think I'll pick up an Archivist here for the sideboard. It's just a very good card against Silver Quill. Ooh, I get another God's Willing. I think it's God Willing here over something like Make Your Mark for me here. I can also take the Campus just to make the mana base better and give me more access to Scrylands. I think that's the pick, honestly. Just making the mana better, having more access to Scrylands. I think that's just good. I think I like first day of class here. It enables me to just run it out on turn 2 to find the sciences if I need it. It's also just very good with Phoenix. Question is, what do I cut? I'll figure that out later. Maybe I'll cut the Divine Gambit and I'll board that in. Another Stonebound Mentor. I don't think I ever play Mentor over Pilgrim. Neither do I play it over Pledge Mage, I think. I think the mix of Mentor Pledge Mage is just very nice. I think I'll take another Defender Campus here. Doesn't really matter. This pick also doesn't matter. I think the best card in the pack is the Squad, so I'll hate that out. Yeah, interesting draft. Another first day of class. I'm never running 2. I think I'll take the Expel here in case I face a more aggressive opponent. I can board out the Study and maybe board in the Expel. So I need to make a cut, honestly. Let's see what we're going to cut. And I would like your input here, Max and Mercurio, if you're still around and you have the time. Let me know what you think. Maybe Make Your Mark Infuriate God's Willing is a bit much. Maybe I should just lose the Make Your Mark. Start by losing the Make Your Mark. That would be my first guess. Because I think I value Infuriate over it. I also value God's Willing over it. I think Make Your Mark goes. The reason I have the star pupils here is simply because it is both good with first day of class. They are good with regimen. They go fine with study. But maybe I should just play one. I can also cut the Divine Gambit and board it in. Star Pupil in general is a pretty bad card, but I kinda like having something to do on the one. Star Pupil not really interacting with my Quintorius plan. So if I want to go with the Quintorius plan, I think my deck should be a little... Yeah, so Max also says that 2 Star Pupil might be too much, I agree. So maybe it's just this. Why are we running a black land? Why does it do that? There's no reason to, right? So 3, I need 14 more lands, so I can imagine doing it like this. Not sure why I don't just go 7/7. Ah, maybe because of the pilgrims. I kinda like 8 planes. I kinda like that actually. Make sure that the pilgrims can generate value even later on in the game. And I think 9 red sources is more than enough. Yeah, so let's export this to MTGA. And we'll call it Book Club Week 9. Quickly choose a nice sleeve. Yeah, it's an exciting pile. It's not overpowered or anything. We'll take the lucky golden egg. It's not overpowered, but it's definitely a good Laurel deck. I think the issue with the deck is that it's not clearly aggro and also not clearly like late game shenanigans. But I think most of it is aggro and only my 5 drops are late game shenanigans. And the rest of it I would probably also play in an aggro deck. I think the weak point are my 2s. That's the weak point of the deck. Okay, so let's see what Misha came up with here. This is what we call a slow hand. I am going first, so having a slow hand is not that bad. But I have a couple of cards here that I don't really want to see in my opener. I think most of the cards here I don't want to see in my opener. Double Quintorius is pretty bad. Divine Gambit is pretty bad. I'm considering mulliganing this, but at the same time, my life motto is never mulligan. What would you do, Max and Mercurio? Are you on mulliganing this? If one of you says keep, I'm smashing the keep button. And if I'm trying to interact with you too much and you rather just lurk, go ahead and let me know, and I'll. But I just like your opinions, let's say. I'll mull. Aye, aye, aye. Oh, Max. Making me mulligan. Ugh. You know what, Max? Sure. Okay. I think this hand is slightly better. At least we have a decent turn 3. Okay, so we go Pledge Mage into Phoenix. That is pretty sweet. And if they remove the Pledge Mage, we have the Rescuer. So that is overall, I think that's very decent. I think is this. Ooh, Harrow. So I think I'll just run out the Phoenix and just double attack. And if they have a trick, then I'll take it. And they what do I learn for? I think I'll just learn for the creature here. Next turn I could go Spirit Summoning into Pupil. I think that's just fine. I'll double attack and I see if opponent has a trick. Yeah. Yeah, of course they could have. They could definitely trade the colony with the Phoenix, but I'm totally fine with that, right? If I learn, I get the Phoenix back. So them using a trick there is pretty okay for me. Like I'm totally not against that. I kind of like playing out the Spirit here because it will allow my Pledge Mage to attack. So I'll do that. I'll play the Spirit. So just to be clear, Max, I was fully aware that they could trade their colony for my Phoenix. Okay, it seems like they have another trick. That is fine. That makes my Rescuer a lot better next turn. So far they've shown me 2 combat tricks in their top 10 cards. That's pretty interesting. Like it's irregular, I would say. It's nice to get those out of their hand, at least. If they attack with a colony, I think I'll just take it for once. Ooh, now I'm definitely just double blocking the colony, I think. I'm losing the counter value on Star Pupil. But I think that's worth it. I mean, I have a Pilgrim and a Pillar Drop, so I have quite some late game value here. I'm getting back my Pledge Mage. It's nice to get a counter on the Pledge Mage. I can also just take 4 here. I can also just take 4 and make this block later. But I'm not taking 4, right? I'm taking 5 then, because this will trigger another time. I think I should just take my double trade here. It's not good, but it's also not insanely bad. Let's say it like that. And I also prevent it from ever becoming a 6/6, because that would be horrible. I think I'll go Historian Pilgrim here. I just like to get on the board, and I think the sooner I can play out the Pilgrim, the better. And I'll save the Rescuer for later. I think getting the planes out of my hand is just a very good proposition. Ooh, Widow Pledge Mage is a great card there. It's kind of nice that I can play out my Pledge Mage and leave up God's Willing. I think that's very good. So, I don't have any attacks here. So I'll run out the Rescuer, get back the Pledge Mage, and leave up God's Willing here. Let's see. Okay, so we're both out of cards. I think their board state looks a bit better than mine. If they attack with the Pledge Mage, I triple block and God's Willing the Rescuer. But it seems they don't, which is good for me. So I'm definitely getting a white. I'll play out the white, play out the Pledge Mage, and I can leave up the God's Willing again. That even allows me to attack with a Pillar Drop Rescuer, I think, here. So no secret reach here on any of those creatures. So I'll attack with a Rescuer. And play out the Pledge Mage. Question is, if opponent only attacks with the Unwilling Ingredient, do I double block it? Do I give opponent the draw? I think I do, actually. I think getting rid of the Unwilling Ingredient is pretty valuable here. So let's just double block that. Let's give them the draw. It costs me nothing, basically, because the Pledge Mage has first strike. So basically I get rid of their 1/1, they lose a life, they pay 3, and sure, they draw another card. So they might draw into something. I'm not even sure this is a oops, Misha Miko. I think it was a fine attack. I can totally see why you would like to draw a card here. Okay. Drawing a white there is pretty unfortunate. That is one of the few remaining planes that I can fight with the Pilgrims. I think I'll attack with the Rescuer again and leave it at that. It's good to know that I can God's Willing a creature and say black, and it will have unblockable with this board state. That is something to be aware of. Okay, that's a fractal, so that might be a reason to board in my my fractal hate. Okay, so no attacks for opponent here. Ooh, I draw a Regimen. That is good. That is good. I think I'll run out the planes, run out the Regimen. What do I learn for? I think I learn for the Phoenix, right? And then I have 2 flyers that can attack. And I'll probably put the counter on the Rescuer, making 2 3/3s. Oh, sorry, it didn't get the counter. Right, so I'll put it on the Phoenix then. Because I want them to remove the Phoenix eventually, right? Not Anatomy and go all in? I don't think that is the play there. Anatomy is only adding 2 power to the board, and so is Phoenix, right? And with now I'm just spreading it out. So yeah, actually the same. I think I'll leave it at this. I have some very clean blocks for the Fractal. As long as they don't give the Fractal trample, the Fractal is not really... Ooh. That's a God's Willing. So I'll give it protection from black, so that it can also block these 3 creatures. So I'll give it protection from black. Bottom the lands, that's definitely not what I want. So Rise of Extas, they still learn. I mean, they still exile the card and learn. But my 2 flyers stay intact, which is good. Find another land, that's not great. Well, attack with these 2. I'll spread the counters around. I think that's valuable to give them 2 targets that they need to remove. And I think I'll just play out the lands. Well, at the same time, you know what? There's no real reason to. Let them think I have something. Game feels in the pocket, but of course that can change depending on what opponent draws. 11 is a pretty safe life total. Okay, so they go blank for hardly any value here. But they do exile my graveyard, which is a good thing to do against me. Go blank is actually a good card against me. But maybe they should have done it after I blocked with the Pilgrims. Yeah. Misha, if you ever watch this footage, I think that was a pun. I think you should have attacked, because I might be incentivized to block with the Pilgrims. I think I just like getting rid of the 7/7. Is that a bad thought? Like just quadruple block it and then slowly rebuild the board? Like +1/+1 is not going to save it, right? What could save it is the life gain trick. They already showed me one drought. If they have drought, this is a very bad block. So maybe I should just single block it. But then if they can give it trample, this is a very bad block. Ai. Okay. So do I play around the uncommon or do I play around the common? And I decided to play around the common, the trample trick. Okay, so they kill everything here basically. And I'll get back to Pilgrim, because then next turn I can hit Pilgrim Historian. Six, 7, 8. That is close to lethal, but not exactly lethal. Let's see what I want to do here. I'm definitely playing out the Pilgrim because it chumps the Pledge Mage very well. Now the question is, do I play out the Professor? This comes in tapped, right? I think I'll play out the Professor, giving that. And I like to do that before combat, because I like to get the extra damage in. Now I'm going to put the Sparring Regiment thingy here. So I'll put the Combat Professor thingy there. And I'll attack them for 8. And I'll leave back 4 blockers, of which 3 are flying. I'm pretty sure there are outs to this situation, but they are unlikely. Like, there's probably a combination of 2 cards that fixes this issue here. Mage Hunter's Onslaught is a good start. I mean, now blocking makes me lose a life. Ooh. They actually have pretty good attacks here. If they attack with the Dina and the Pledge Mage, I'm basically forced to block both. I think they should all out swing here. Yeah, they are. So block here, block here, block here. Assume they have no trick in hand. Take 2. And then I take 3 more from blocking. So that's 5. So I go down to 2. Ooh, and then opponent can sack... Wait a sec, is this lethal? Because opponent can sack the 1/1s. I don't think there's another way for me to block here. But I'm pretty sure that Misha is lethal here. So let's see if they see that. Oh, they didn't have lethal because I was killing the... No, they didn't have lethal. No. So the thing was that I thought that they could sack these, but they needed these to do damage as well, right? So that was my bad. I think I'll just start by attacking for 4 here. Okay, so I win the game. Okay, cool. Cool. So my opponent showed me a pretty big fractal. And also the 5/5. I'm not a big fan of mascot interception yet, because they have a lot of the 1/1s lying around. But I think I like a defend the campus. And I might lose the rescuer. I'm thinking of losing the rescuer because they are exiling my graveyard with the go blank, right? Which is why I'm not sure that rescuer will always find a target. So by losing rescuer, I'm making myself a little less reliant on my graveyard. I'm still reliant on my graveyard, but just a little tiny bit less. But I'm also losing some interaction with the Quintoriuses, right? So you can wonder why I'm not just losing a Quintorius then with that logic. I can also lose the Ageless Guardian. Opponent is not very aggressive. So Ageless Guardian is not doing a lot against opponent. So I can see losing the 1/4 actually. Well, if I'm going late game, shouldn't I lose more? Like I can also lose the... I can also add another Expel or another Defend the Campus. That's close for me. I can see that being correct, but I don't dare to pull the trigger, basically. I can see bringing in both Defend the Campuses being correct, but I'm afraid to pull the trigger, let's say. Okay, that's a fine opener. Ooh, let's see, that comes in untapped, right? You mill reveal, if you don't, blah blah blah. Yeah, so I do Campus, then I can play Snarl, reveal the planes, play the Orator, and then I have Master on turn 3. That is sweet. So I'll do this. I'll show this. I'll play the Orator. I have all my colors, so I don't really need to worry about my colors anymore. Interesting. I think I'll attack. Okay, so if I study and they have Lash, that's a very painful experience. So maybe I should just go to next and let them show their trick if they have one. Like, I'm fine just running out the Mentor. Okay, so now I have to study basically, because now they're killing it. So now I'll run out my trick. Will be interesting to see if they have another one. Out of all these cards, I think I might like Environmental Sciences best, because it brings me closer to Rise of Extus. Maybe that's wrong. I have 2 more learn cards in hand, right? So I can learn quite a bit. Awesome. So I not only got their combat trick, I also got their creature. Basically that was a 2 for 0, because I got the sciences off of it as well. Okay, so I don't have any attacks here. Yeah, that was nice value. So what I could do is Environmental Sciences for a land, because it kinda sucks that I don't have a land drop here. So Environmental Sciences for a red, I think. And then play out Star Pupil. I could also just run out Mentor and do that next turn. I think running out Mentor is pretty good because then next turn I can dispute. So even if I don't find a land next turn, I can still Sciences Dispute Pupil next turn. And I think it's a great turn. Okay. That's a deadly combination. If they... Okay, so I do found a mountain. Does this change anything? I think I'll still do the same sequence, right? I think I'll just... I think I'll leave everything back. I think I'll try to blow them out with the dispute. And maybe that's wrong? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's wrong. I'm getting a red source here, not because I need it, but because I want to leave as much planes in my deck as possible. So I think I'll run out the Star Pupil here and just pass. And let them blow me out. So I'm likely going for the dispute block on the Spectre. If they attack me with the Spectre, that is. They might not, they might just leave it back to block. They might feel that I'm the beatdown. Okay, it seems like they feel that I'm the beatdown. I'm definitely playing out the land. Question is, what else do I do? I think I go for Pledge Mage. Pledge Mage, leave up Dispute. I think. Pledge Mage, leave up Dispute. That feels good. I have so much value in my hand. I don't feel like I'm the beatdown. I think I have the late game here actually. If they hit 6 on the Spectre, sure, that's unfortunate. They can drain me once. Okay, they go for it. So I'll go for my play. So the question is, do I want to block with a 3/2 first striker, or do I rather block with a 3/3? This plays around Lash better. So I'll give my Mentor reach. That's the whole point of doing this. And I kinda like getting the... Let's see, what do I like here? I think I just like getting the Spirit. It's doing quite a bit on this board. So I'll block here. Let's see if they have one of their tricks. They do, actually. They have a trick. It's another trick actually, so it wasn't one of the 2 tricks that they already showed. It was another one. I could attack with the Orator and the Pledge Mage here. And if they block, run out to defend the campus, but I think that's greedy. I think it's just better to rescue her past the turn. No attacks. So my campus is going to kill the Researcher. And my Rise is going to kill the Spectre. That's a very nice go blank. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to Rise of Extus here. I'll get rid of the go blank because it pained me so much. I'll get the Anatomy. I'm fine trading this for the colony. I'm fine trading this for any of... I'm not sure if I'm fine doing that. I think I'm just fine attacking with the Rescuer here. I can see attacking with the Pledge Mage. I mean, it's not bad. They need to have a trick to make it good. It still trades for the Researcher though, but they can blow me out if I deal the researcher damage first, they can definitely blow me out with a trick. So maybe it's just safer to attack with the rescuer and sit back. I think I kinda like that. Yeah, so they're fine trading off their colony, and so am I. So one of us is wrong. I'm not sure who. Might as well attack with Orator. Yes, it is a flyer. You might have been correct there. It's actually a flying first striker. Yeah, Max, that was a punt. You can add that to the punt count. I think I have set it up. Think it's expanded anatomy on Pledge Mage time. Ooh, I should have run out the spirit and then attacked with the Orator. That's another punt. So I basically lost 4 damage here over 2 turns. Yeah, that was my bad. Why are you lolling me? What is so funny here? I'm thinking of playing Pilgrim, getting the land, playing out the land, and then leaving the Fentacampus up. And attack with the Pledge Mage. Worst case scenario, they have the 1 mana combat trick. And that would definitely blow me out, but I don't think it will lose me the game. I'm definitely leaving up the Fentacampus, I think. Pledge Mage, sure, that's a nice defend target, but I think I'll do Pilgrim Pupil Block. This seems good. What do I rather have? Do I rather have a 5/5 first striker? Or do I rather have a 3/3 first striker and a 4/4 first striker? I think I'd rather have the 5/5 first striker. Maybe that's wrong. Do I defend the campus here? I think I do. Well, are they likely to triple block me next turn? That's the question. Well, that's still good, right? I don't think I do it here. I think I'll attack with the Pledge Mage and see if they want to triple block it. They don't. So since they don't want to block it, I think I'm killing the Pledge Mage here, because that grows the Researcher at the cost of every spell. So that's 6 damage. I think I'll do it like this. I can add another 4, making it 10, but that's not very useful right now. I'd rather leave up that trick. And I'll do it like this. So opponent down to 9. Given that I have a 5/5 first striker, that is definitely a low life total, I would say. Is opponent attacking for 7 here? No, we're not doing anything. That is interesting. Let's see. I could give it flying. And then attack for lethal. I can try that, right? If opponent has a removal spell, I mean, sure, I invested 4 mana, but that's the worst that can happen. Okay, so far no removal. Why am I not attacking with the spirits? That is just bad. That was just bad. Big play, sure. You block, sure. That's a blowout. That's a 2-for-1. It did save my opponent though, so I'm not sure if it was a blowout or whether it was just them saving their creature. If I give it flying again, and I think that is correct, I cannot return the Pilgrim. That is unfortunate. So I'll give it flying again. I'll get rid of the Rescuer. And I'll attack with both this time, dealing 6. Wait. I think I missed lethal by not giving this flying, but I can still do it, right? Sorry, I almost missed lethal, people. Almost missed lethal. I think this is pretty much lethal. Max in the chat says yes. Yeah, sorry, it's in the middle of the night here, Max. It is 2 AM, 10 minutes past 2 AM. So you need to cut me some slack.
Hey, good game. I got a little mana starved at that last one and couldn't do anything.
Hey, Misha, yeah, unfortunate. And you were on quite some green in game 1 as well, right?
Yeah.
The black mana came a bit later. But yeah, good games.
Yeah, good games. I was holding a Harness Infinity and just couldn't get to 7 mana.
I actually passed that card in draft, so I was kind of afraid you had it.
I did. I just could not draw the mana to get that fractal out or to get any of my stuff back. And
unfortunate.
I know. I was just like, please, mana one time, and no mana came. And so, good job.
Yeah, too bad. Good games. It was very enjoyable. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. All right. Good luck in the rest of your games.
Thanks.
Bye.
And it seems like we're ready to rumble. Okay, there we go. Let's quit Discord and stuff, and let's get into this game. I think I need to keep this. It's a bit of a slow hand. If Icky ended up Silver Quill with double Killian, I'm going to regret keeping this. Especially because Sparring Regimen is not that good if you don't have a 2-drop. So the power of Sparring Regimen really goes down if you don't have a 2-drop. But at the same time, I don't think I can mulligan this, because it's a combination of spells and lands. I do have an extra draw, so I might find a 2-drop or a 1-drop still. But the odds are not very high. So I eventually decided to keep, because I think this is not a hand I can mull, and I'm just lucky here. This is just, this is how you do it, folks. You just keep the mediocre hands, and then you find your 1 or 2 drop, and you make your Sparring Regimen a lot better. Your opponent also does not have a 2-drop, while they are actually Silver Quill and probably have 2 Killians in their deck. So yeah, overall, if I find a land here, I think we're off to the races. So, find a land, let's go. Not a land. Okay, that's a bit unfortunate. But just a bit. I'll attack here because I'm never blocking. And I'm going to take 4 from the Trudge. Not finding a land there is a bit unlucky. And will probably cost me the game. But we're definitely going to keep trying. So land off the top, let's go. Luckily opponent didn't have a great start either, so that's definitely a sparring regimen. Question is, what do I attack with? I think I attack with both. And I'll put the counter on the Stone Rise Spirit. I can also see it. Let's see. So first of all, I might want to get the Environmental Sciences or Prophecy here. Because I kinda need a fort land. And I think if I'm going to do that, I'd rather have Sciences, because that allows me to keep Infuriate up next turn, right? I can also be a bit more greedy and take, for example, the Summoning. Sort of assume that I'm going to find a fort land. So that's tough. It's either Sciences or Prophecy. That's close. It's definitely close. I don't think it's ever Summoning or Anatomy. I think that's a bit... So I think I'll take this and just go for the safe play. I think I like attacking with just the Spirit. Although I can also see attacking with the Star Pupil and just making it a 2-2. Let's see. What do I do here? 2-2. Yeah, 2-2. Let's get the counters on the Pupil. Maybe that's a bit aggressive. But the Pupil can now block the Trudge, which is nice. Seems like opponent has a trick up here. Question is, what kind of trick is it? Professor's Warning on the Poet. Probably make it indestructible, so then it can block. Okay, we're flunking the Pupil, that's fine. That means I don't have a blocker here, so Icky is dealing me 6. That's quite a lot. I'm going to gain some life from the Sciences. So far this game isn't extremely favored for me. Like, I'm not extremely far behind, but I'm also not... I am behind, I feel. Like, I'm going down to 10. 10 is quite a low life total. I definitely prefer Screw over Flood, but that only goes if I can stabilize, right? So I think my goal should be stabilizing from now on. I think I played a bit too aggressive so far. Wow, yeah, and Icky is going for it. So Icky is going kinda all in here, dealing me 9. Putting me down to 7. And that's unfortunate, because I need to Environmental Sciences here. Find a rat. That's very unfortunate. Luckily I can still attack with the Spirit and put a counter on it. And luckily the Spirit is able to block the Poet here, but I'm still taking 5 from the Trudge. So the question is, do I rather block the Trudge or the Poet? Maybe I should just block the Trudge and take 1 less damage. No, I'm blocking the Poet because that plays around Professor thingy a bit better. Okay, at least that went through. I'm down to 4. I only have 1 creature. Lash kills my Stone Rise Spirit. Opponent plays a Killian. I think this is a Professor. Now I have 2 Vigilant Flyer attackers. I need to block the Trudge with my Spirit though, that's a bit unfortunate. So I'm going to take 2 from the Killian, that's for sure. If opponent has a removal spell here for the Spirit, I'm kinda dead. But this is a force block. And opponent is going to replay the Trudge. Yeah, this is just all in all Very unfortunate. Yeah, this is game. Maybe I should have played the Phoenix and just attacked with the Phoenix. I'm just dead here, right? I'm just straight up dead. There's nothing I can do about it. Like, I have 2 blockers, but they have a menace creature and I have no way to deal with it. So yeah, this is just pretty much lethal. Damn. Not drawing a land there was savage. Yeah, if I'd drawn my 3rd land there in time, or my 4th land it was, I think, that would have been sweet. So I'm going to be the defensive player here, so I'm definitely bringing in Expel. The Fentacamp is not very useful against opponents, so I think it's just Expel. The question is, what am I getting rid of? I might get rid of Rescuer and lower my curve a little bit. I think that's correct. Maybe Study is not good if I'm planning to go the late game. Maybe I'd rather have something like Make Your Mark. How likely is it that they make a 4/4? I mean, they have Warning and Confidence. Should I think longer about this? Should I bring in the Defender Campus just in case they go big? Divine Gambit is not great against them, because they will likely have a creature to bring in instead of it. It's close. Maybe I should cut Divine Gambit, bring in the Campus. I think that's fair. I think I still leave my combat tricks in. I can see dropping the Infuriate. Maybe bring in another Pupil. Yeah, maybe that's good. I'm not sure if that's good. Having blockers is just very good against opponents, since they have the... I know for a fact that they have the Arrogant Poet. You know what? Let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. Let's see if we can get a game off of Icky. Sure. I have a 2-drop into Sparring Regiment. That's a 6-start. Icky goes to... Okay, so not only are we on the play and do we have a good hand, but Icky also went to 2. 6, sorry. So Icky mulled once. So that's very good for us. So we play the Snarl, we show the Mountain, we play the Historian, and we go Regiment on 3. That's very tough for opponent to beat. If opponent plays out Stonerise Spirit, sure. So here I'll go Regiment. And I learn. And I think I'm just going to apply the pressure here by taking the Summoning. Yeah, just adding an extra creature to my already pretty creature heavy hand. I don't need another land here. I think I can win this game on 3 lands. Okay, so I do find a land. I think I run out the Pledge Mage because it blocks the trash so cleanly. And I'll attack with a 4/3. Yeah, this game is pretty much over. Sure. Icky scoops him up, not wasting any time here. I think that's totally fair. So now Icky is back on the play. And I am in defense mode. Given that I'm in defense mode, I might like an extra pupil, honestly. So what if I bring in the pupil, get rid of the study? That makes my first day of class a bit better, because then star pupil is a 2/2 haster on 3. And I think just having access to another blocker is good. So we're going to game 3 here. I'm pretty excited about this. I'm happy that we gamed this far. I think my play sequence in the previous game was so sickly strong. Like I didn't really have a lot of decisions to make there. So yeah, that was just very good. Okay, so there we go. Okay, this is a keep. I have an Orator on turn 2. Opponent has taken a mulligan. That's unfortunate for Icky. Taking the second mulligan here. In maybe Icky's life motto is not never mull. Or maybe he's just drawing very bad hands. Who can say? Okay, so Icky down to 6. I found my third land, so that means I can go Orator into Pilgrim. Also find my red, that's sweet. Do I block here? I don't think I do. If opponent has the +1/+1 trick here, it blows me out pretty badly. And it's 2 for 2, right? So it's not insane or anything. I think I'll... Now the question is, do I attack with the Orator? I think I don't. I think I run out the Pilgrim and I'm going to block with the Pilgrim. And then next turn I have Expel up. So not... Maybe I'm a bit too careful with the Orator here. Maybe I should just make this trade. Let's just make the trade, right? No, I should have done that. So I think attacking before I played out the Pilgrim was actually correct. Threatening to blow out Icky. Icky would have probably not blocked, because Icky feels that he's the beatdown probably in this matchup. Here I'm going to block the Poet for sure. But it might be the case that Icky is going to make it fly, and then I'm blocking the Apprentice. And then Professor's Warning could still blow me out. Yeah, so maybe I missed out on 2 damage there, and I don't think blocking with Orator earlier was correct. I think you rather wait for your Expel to block, but I'm pretty fine losing my Pilgrim in this exchange. Like if I lose a Pilgrim for a Professor's Warning, I think that's totally fine with me. Yep. Because now Icky doesn't have black mana available, right? So Icky needs exactly white. Okay, so Icky has a white spell here. Okay, Icky going pretty big on the Arrogant Poet. That's sweet. Putting me down to 11. That's nice. So I do have the planes. I think I need to keep Expel up here. I don't think there's a way. I can also first day Ageless Guardian. That gives me a pretty sweet blocker for the Apprentice. So then I take another 4 from the Poet. I think that's correct. Is that correct though? Yeah, I think that's correct. The question is this a reduced memory or is it anything else? Maybe it's just environmental sciences, because then I can weave expel into sciences next turn. I'll take the summoning. Okay, so double blockers. So I'm going to double block the apprentice. But Icky only attacks with a poet. That's what I thought. I don't mind going down to 7 that much. Fightful Squad, that's a good card, but I'm happy to block that. I think I just kill the poet now. Well, yeah. I think I'll just... No, I'd rather have Icky pay 2 first to give it flying. But then if opponent finds a hexproof trick, that's pretty bad. Or if opponent has another Professor's Warning, that's pretty bad. So maybe it's greedy for me to go for that line. Okay. I think I'll block here. I'll defend the camp as this. And that gives Icky a 5/5 apprentice that I can either Rise of Extus or Expel. That seems good. Ooh. Ay, that's unfortunate. I think I lose to the Blood Out of the Sky here. I don't think I have outs. I don't think I have outs. I think I should summoning and then expel one of the flyers, and then I can rise one of the flyers after or something. So then I take 4 and then 2, and then I might find a solution to this issue. Yeah, well, we can at least try, right, Max? So I'm going to assume that Icky is only drawing lands here. And I'm going to do my best. Yeah, so this is expel 1, take 4, go down to 3. Rise of Extus next turn. Ooh, Combat Professor is a blocker actually. I think I play that over the Rise. Rise plays around combat tricks better. So the question is, can I play around removal here? Oh man, this is tough. Like, if they have a trick or a removal spell, I lose anyway, right? So I think it's Combat Professor. I can also Rise, take 2, get the Environmental Sciences. Yeah, indeed. So if they have a trick, they have a trick basically, right? So maybe it's just Rise? Oh man, that's close. I think I play out the land. I don't attack. Okay, let's see. Oh man, if they have a trick here, if they have any spell, right, they basically win. Okay, that's not a spell. Ooh, okay, this gives us... I think I... Wow. I think I have to Rise one of the flyers here. I can't Rise the Shield Mage. I am dead in so many different ways. Okay, so I'm definitely attacking with the Combat Professor here. I'm very happy if they block that. Okay, unfortunately, Icky knows what he's doing, so he's not blocking that. Okay, it seems like Icky... Like, if you have an instant speed trick up, you're not going to think about this attack, right? I'm going to block here, because I basically need to... I go down to 1. I'm still alive. Oh man, am I getting back from this? I'm definitely going to run out this. And I'll find a rat. So now the question becomes, do I mentor or do I get the pilgrim back? I think it is very greedy to get the pilgrim back. I think I'm taking the mentor here. Is it greedy to get the pilgrim back? Yeah, it is, right? If opponent has a removal spell, for example the 3/2, yeah, it's very greedy to do the pilgrim thing here. I need to run out the mentor. Wow, Icky definitely had some draws to win the match there, but did not find them. Let's see. I can't attack with everything just yet, right? Can I? Let's see. If I attack with all, they need to block 2, right? So they probably... So they could, for example, trade 2/1 for 3/2. Is it correct to attack with all here? It's not lethal, but I do have the pilgrim to block. I think it's greedy to attack with all, honestly. I think if I attack with all, there are more ways to lose... Wait. Let me see. I'm leaving both the professor back and the pilgrim, right? I think this is just attack all. I think I should just go for it. Or not. Nah, I can attack with just a professor, right? Why give them outs? I think there's no reason to give them extra outs here. I mean, opponent is not necessarily dying. And basically they need something very good here. Oh, no! Oh, I should have attacked all. I should have attacked all. I should have forced them to block with the 2/1. I punted. Good game, Icky. I punted. I punted. I should have attacked all. I should have made them lose their flyer. Yeah, I think I punted. I think I should have attacked all. I should have killed the 2/1. Oh, damn. Hey, Icky.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey. Doing fine. It's time to go to bed here. It's almost 3 AM in the morning.
Yeah.
Did I punt there by not all attacking? I'm not sure what I was playing around.
I think you did.
Yeah, I think I
made
should
all
have
the time,
forced...
man.
Yeah, I should have forced you to block with the 2/1, right? And not have a flyer.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because you'll still, I guess I forget the board state exactly, but I think you just needed to, you could have even kept the Ageless Guardian back too, I think. Well,
No, I think I needed to attack with all 4 to threaten lethal, because otherwise the block... No, you're correct. You're correct,
yeah,
actually.
I was at 6. So you just needed a plus combat professor, attack with the 3/3s. You still could have kept the Guardian back, and I would have had to.
Yeah, and I even had another creature to play out, plus the Pilgrim, the Flyer at Vigilance anyway, so I would have 2 blockers left. So I think that was just a mistake.
It's all good, as long as you realize it.
Yeah, that's true. That's how we learn, right? I wish you all the best in the finals, mate. I appreciated playing with you. It was very enjoyable.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Talk to you later.
Have a good night.
You too. Okay, so that's the end of the stream. That was very interesting, I think, and definitely a learning experience. And yeah, thanks for watching, Max. Enjoy.